welcome to Hearts and Stripes, your one-stop shop for all things military marriage. I hope our discussions and interviews equip you with the tools to start or grow a beautiful marriage as we address the benefits and challenges of marriage. I believe life's most precious moments are worth celebrating, so I'll help you design your marriage blueprint in alignment with your core values. Thank you for joining us, and remember to rate, subscribe, and review. Let's do this. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Hearts and Stripes podcast. This is your host, Bree Carroll, and I am so excited to be back with you for season 5 of the podcast. So for those who have missed us, we have missed you too. We took a break after Military Marriage Day 2022, and we are back just in time to get you in the holiday spirit, I guess, for Valentine's Day. So on season 5, I'm really excited because we'll be looking back at past episodes that we wanted to highlight to prep and prime you for this celebration of love on February the 14th. We also are going to share some of the updates and highlights that we had from Military Marriage Day 2022, speaking with some of the guests that contributed to making Military Marriage Day possible. And we are going to reveal a lot of amazing announcements. Listen. This season, we will be just diving into some of the things that have been a long time coming. So I'm not going to spoil some of the announcements that we will have, but I will say that I hope that you can kind of take this time with us to go on a journey of possibility. Not just for Military Marriage Day, not just for Hearts and Stripes podcast, but also for you and for your relationship. I think this season we're actually going to probably get a little vulnerable too, just because a lot of things are going on, and I am willing to talk about it. Okay. I think it's time. I think it's time to talk about it. And that's kind of the tone of this welcome back episode for Hearts and Stripes. And this welcome back is going to be more so a welcome back, but with our eyes open. So for those who may not know the background behind Military Marriage Day, the brand, you see the bright colors and the festive spirit that kind of comes with that holiday. But really, we did a survey early on, just polling our military community and asking, like, if you could describe military marriage, what would it be? And one of the things that came up again and again was that military marriage is like a roller coaster. So that was what really informed and helped inform the branding of Military Marriage Day and that festival kind of feel. But it also is something that I think as the founder, it's hard for me to represent and care for both the highs that come with military marriage, but also the lows that come with it. And in season 5, I want to make sure that we are caring for our military marriage as well, which means addressing both sides of it. So I love that people rally around the holiday, the fun, the celebration, the speakers who come and share tools to help equip us. But I also want season 5 to be an opportunity for us to lean in and deal with some tough conversations, some tough dialogue around what's really going on in our community, and ways that we are going to come together to hopefully make a difference in your individual relationship. Of course, we aren't in everyone's relationship, and challenges can be different throughout this military life, depending on the branch, depending on your career type, right? Your career group. It can be different based off of personalities, right? And the children, if you don't have children, if you have dogs, how you split responsibilities, how you steward your relationship. I mean, there are tons of variables that can be different, but what we know to be true here on Hearts and Stripes podcast is that we understand and we have this commonality of service life where we can relate to one another. There are some tools and resources that apply to us that may not apply to our civilian counterparts. There are circumstances that the average Joe may not understand, who doesn't wear the uniform, or one of the members in the relationship or both of the members wear the uniform. It's different, right? So I hope that everyone can take solace and know that we're in this thing together. And in season 5, we're going to talk about some of the challenging sides of things, and hopefully help to do that in harmony with the good things. I think we as a community and as a society overall, really, we don't like talking about the bad stuff. Maybe not so much in the news. The news likes to talk about the bad stuff. That's a highlight, right? It's what gets people's attention. And I think personally, as the host of this show and also in the programming and directing the program for Military Marriage Day, we tend to want to lean towards the softer side of celebration. But the reality is, when we checked in, and me personally checked in on our Military Marriage Day ambassadors, when I check in with our friend group in this service life, we're not okay. A lot of people are not okay. And it really is hard to swallow that pill and realize that even though this platform exists, even though Military Marriage Day exists, there is still a need out there. We haven't overcome all things service relationship challenge. Like, I don't think that is or ever was the goal to just ensure that no one ever separates or no one ever has a bad day in their relationship. That's not the goal. The goal here is to simply be a means for couples to connect and listen to and get encouragement from, so that their relationship can thrive. Not just settle for mediocrity in their relationship, but really find different ways that may be sparked from conversations or activities and things that we do that can help couples thrive in their service marriage. And I think one of the ways that we need to lean into more in doing so is having those tough conversations. And when I say tough conversations, what we'll be looking for is to have guests come on that talk about porn addictions that may be separating or causing division in relationships. We want to talk to clinicians who have experience working with service couples and talk about some of the commonalities that they're seeing in these sessions and issues that come up. We want to talk about what it looks like to struggle with drug or alcohol issues in this service life. And yes, it does exist. Like, it is a real thing. We want to talk about what it looks like to have a member in the marriage who may be struggling with PTSD, who may be having thoughts of suicide. We want to talk about these things because, one, we want all of our couples out there to just be aware that if it's something that you're going through, you're not alone, or two, be aware of the signs and the things that you can look out for and how you can support that other person, or maybe even yourself if it's you that is struggling in these different ways. There's no judgment when it comes to us bringing about and shining a light on these topics in hopes to help more service couples thrive. Because here at Hearts and Stripes podcast, we want to see you marriage strong. So this is just a quick hello and welcome back, and kind of getting you ready for what we will be diving into for this season on the Hearts and Stripes podcast. I will say, if anyone can recommend a guest, or you want to hear a topic or a subject matter come up here on the Hearts and Stripes podcast, we encourage you to email us at militarymarriageday@gmail.com. For those who did not know, Hearts and Stripes is the official podcast for Military Marriage Day. That is where we are sharing all the highlights, the glimpses of the things to come for our 2023 celebration, and really building upon what Hearts and Stripes started with, but with even more excitement and power with this movement of Military Marriage Day. So if you have any suggestions for topics, subjects, or even a guest who you'd love to have and hear here on this podcast, we encourage you to email us at militarymarriageday@gmail.com. So that is it for our first episode. I hope you are ready to dive in next week as we share more on strengthening military marriages. Thank you so much for joining us, and I hope that you are ready to dive into season 5. Thank you for tuning in. Remember to rate, subscribe, and review. This is Hearts and Stripes. We are the few, the proud, that aim high and are forged by love. Always ready, always there. We are Mill Marriage Strong.